If you find yourself with a camera in your hand and want to learn how to use it, please subscribe to this channel, like the videos, comment below. Hey Photos family, this week's challenge is to use the framework that we've had to practice with that framework and refine that framework. Now, to give you an illustration of the framework I'm talking about, this is the framework that I work from almost every time I take a shot. I have to figure out what I need my ISO to be, the rating of contrast, the shutter speed, the aperture, and how I'm going to compose the shot. If I don't have those things narrowed down, a lot like if I don't have a script ready for these videos, I just tend to ramble on and they get to be really long, boring videos. Anyway, the framework is going to help you figure out what you need to do when you get to the location. You already kind of have an idea whether you're shooting inside or outside. So that gives you an idea of, I'm going to need my ISO lower so that I have better control of the light outdoors, or my ISO is going to have to be set higher because I'm only going to have the lights indoors available to me. Or if you're bringing your own lights, then you know you're going to be able to add light to the situation and the scene. So you've got an idea of what you need to do for the ISO there with knowing what light is available to the area. Now, shutter speed is going to be also a part of your consideration. Do you want to show motion in the photographs that you're showing and taking, or do you want to be able to stop any motion? Do you want some motion control and not have a lot of motion to be able so that it blurs faces or other things? The more you want some motion and not to show a lot of motion is going to be difficult, because then you're going to start to see multiple speeds of motion. And so hand movements or extremities like a hand are going to show speed because of a longer blur than other areas of motion that only show a little bit of blur. To keep it most consistent, I find most pleasing, but perhaps you find a way that showing multiple speeds is not confusing or an issue. It's been my perception, and maybe it's just the way I see things. When I look at photographers from the late 1800s or early 1900s, it seems to me like the speed of motion changes with something that's logical. So people are walking at one speed, but traffic is driving at another. It makes sense for those things to be going to different speeds. But what doesn't always make sense, and I guess what some people would say makes a less quality photograph, is when a hand moves so fast that the hand is in one motion and speed, that the person's body moving, which maybe they're just turning, is showing a different speed. The hand is moving much faster, and as the hand moves by, the shoulder is moving also, so that adds energy in speed to the hand. Perhaps also giving a greater appearance of speed because the hand may be closer to the camera lens. So therefore it passes by the camera lens much faster. So there's 2 or 3 different types of speed to consider just within the speed of objects pertaining to one person or one body. But in discussing what makes a good photograph and things that are logically different speeds, a train could be faster or slower than a vehicle on the road. A person on a bicycle is going to be obviously a different speed than the vehicles or train on the road. But a person walking, talking, hand motions are going to be a different speed altogether than the person on the bicycle, the person driving the vehicle, or the train itself as it travels down the track. So take the framework that you have fitted from either what I gave to you, or you see what I've done, so you create your own framework and use it, number 1. Number 2, practice with it. And that way you find what needs to be changed and how you can refine, number 3, that framework to be simple and quickly implemented and used every single photo that you take, so that you don't have to worry about what you do and how you do it, but you can also quickly and easily explain your process to somebody else. Say you're training up another photographer to shoot similarly to you, you're bringing them into your studio to do whatever you do, and you are now doubling your time because you got two people doing it. Doubling in a sense of getting twice as much done. You're cutting the time that you need to get something done by having two people work on one project, or two people each doing a project. So it's taking you half the time to get it done and twice as much being done. The value of having a framework to be able to express what you do and how you do it, and give them the same form to be able to put their details and their personality into that work, is a great way to be able to explain and share the detail of what you do, how you do it, and to be able to accomplish that technique, that finished look with consistency. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a comment down below and give us a thumbs up so that other people can see it. And if you'd like to join our Photos family, we would love to have you. Just do so by subscribing. Thank you so much. God bless.